Hello everyone, I'm Ernie and I am so glad you're here with me at the Desert Rose Ranch. And today we are going to learn how to pan for gold, and we are going to get our gold pan, our classifier, and some water, and we're going to come into this dirt here, which we call gold ore, or sometimes I like to call it just our material that we're working with, and we're going to put some in the pan. We're going to learn how to clean it out and see if we get any gold, and let's go get our gold pan and our classifier and water. When you come to Desert Rose Ranch, you will be provided the prospecting gear that you will need to pan for gold at no extra charge. Okay, as we get started, we have our bucket here, and what we use our bucket for is to carry all of our tools. We have our little claw here, and this is what we loosen up the soil with. Then we have our little shovel. If you don't want to use your hand, you could use a shovel to take the shovel and put the material either in your bucket or in your gold pan. Also too, we have this canteen, and this is what holds your water, and this is the water that we're going to use. And I just want to let you know, we are in the desert and there's not very much water out here, so we have to conserve the water and not use so much of it as we pan out our gold. But this is our classifier, and we use the classifier to take out the bigger pieces of dirt and rocks in our material. And this is our gold pan, and this is what we use to clean out our ore or our dirt, and we'll work for the gold. And let's get to it. Okay, we are at the location where we want to prospect and pan for gold. The first thing we want to do is take our classifier and place it on top of our gold pan. The second thing we want to do is take our claw, which is technically called a cultivator, and loosen up the material we want to scoop up into our classifier and gold pan. Once we have our material on our classifier, we want to shake it back and forth, and what will happen, the larger material will stay on the classifier and the smaller material will drop through the classifier and into our gold pan. If you have any larger material that falls into your gold pan, you can always pull it out with your hands. Once your material is in your gold pan, then you can pour some water into your gold pan and begin to clean the material that's in your gold pan. Once you have your water over your material in your gold pan, you want to shake your gold pan back and forth. This is called stratifying, because gold is 19 times heavier than water, and it is heavier than most of the material in your pan. When you stratify, the heavier gold will drop to the bottom of your pan, and the lighter material will come to the top of the pan, and when you pour it out, the lighter material falls out while the heavier gold is at the bottom of your gold pan. To save some of your water while you're gold panning, what you can do with your hand is brush off the top layer of the lighter material in your gold pan and brush it off before you put in any more water into your gold pan. Once again, you want to stratify, and you don't have to worry about stratifying too hard, because gold is heavier than most of the material that's in your gold pan, so the gold will sink to the bottom of your pan. Your gold pan has two sets of ridges. These ridges are there to hold the heavier materials in your gold pan while you pour out the lighter material. What I am doing now is called the Mississippi bump. When you do the Mississippi bump, the lighter material that is on top of the other material will move forward, and it makes it easier to remove the lighter material that's in your gold pan. When you get closer to the end of your panning, at the back of the pan, you will begin to see some black iron, maybe some gold, as you get closer to the end of your panning. At first, when you begin to pan, it will feel awkward and it may take you a long time to do it, but the more practice you get in, the faster you will get at panning your gold. Remember, the first thing you want to do is water your material, then you want to stratify to separate the heavies from the lighter material, and then you want to start swirling to bring the lighter material to the back of your gold pan so you can wash it out. Now, after you've done all that work, you'll be able to see some black sand, which is actually iron, and then you'll be able to see some gold. It might be some micro gold, but you'll be able to see it if it's in the material. After an hour or so of panning, this is the concentrate that I got. We call it concentrate, and the concentrate is made up of the black sand and maybe some micro gold and maybe some small flakes of gold that we've gotten out of all that material that we had panned out. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to take this little snuffer tube and this bottle, and we're going to take out the gold that is in our gold pan and put it into our little bottle. How we make our snuffer tube work is that we squeeze the fatter end of the tube and it will push the air out of the tube, and we take the smaller end of the tube and we stick it in the water into our material, and as we let go of the fatter end of the tube, it will suck up our material and some water into the tube, and then we will squirt our material into our bottle. And once we're done capturing our material into our bottle, we want to put the lid on it so it won't spill out. I want to encourage you, when you're finished panning for your gold, is to take a walk, take a nice hike along Crystal Canyon, where you can find all sorts of crystals and quartz and gold ore. When I was out hiking, I found this piece of ore that has quartz and crystals inside of it. I left this quartz and crystal ore on the ranch, and I left it in a place where you could find it, and one hint, it's by the donkeys. And I'm hoping that you will be the one that finds it. Well, this finishes our lesson on how to pan for gold here at the Desert Rose Ranch, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you learned on how to pan gold. And so when you come out to the Desert Rose Ranch, I hope when you pan for your gold that you find some, and when I come out here, I hope to see you. And so we want to say thank you for joining us, and you have a great day.